Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
I've been getting this question from my groups. It's a thought-provoking, interesting question, and the question is, how would the market be after COVID-19? Like, what would the jobs be, or what would be the market situation? And I'll just give you my opinion, my perspective, my analysis. So I can be wrong, you know, but then again, I'll still give it to you. So this one is an interesting topic. So put your comments down below because I always do read them. Okay. So now let's understand this. Before December, COVID was only in China. Now it's all around the world. Before December, life was very different. Now it's a total shutdown. It's going to be almost 6 months. Okay. So let's go back in time and see how life has changed. You remember before Uber came? Before Uber came, taxis were there. After Uber came, the taxi business has been destroyed. With Uber came Lyft, or whatever. So many taxi drivers totally out of jobs, lost everything, and they had no choice. They had no choice but to move on, and so many people lost their livelihood. The same thing happened in UAE, in the Middle East, where before they were Pathan taxi drivers who used to drive. You have to bargain with them. You know how much you will take. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 6. They would give you an amount. Yes, no. But now it's become all government taxis. Okay, so those were taxis. The next one came after taxis came what? Yeah, you remember during the olden days, we used to have a Kodak camera. I don't know if you are from that generation, but today we can take from a smartphone, we can take a digital photograph, look at it and share it. My time, when I was young, you had to have a camera, you had to put a film in it, you had to put a battery in it. You take a photograph and you don't know how the photograph will come. So you click a photograph, you're not sure whether it came proper, not proper, nothing. Okay. If you are slightly rich, you would have a camera called Polaroid. You click the photograph, immediately a physical snap comes out. It's printed on a particular material. Kodak was there. It was a king. It was the biggest company in photography. Nobody could touch it. It was a giant, a juggernaut. The smartphone came, advent of the smartphone, digital photography. Kodak laughed and said, "Rubbish. This is nonsense. Nothing is going to happen." Okay. Today, nobody knows what is Kodak. That company doesn't exist. Nobody thought Kodak would vanish. Nobody. Okay. Kodak camera. I remember, and with Kodak camera going, so many studios that used to process films and photography, and all of them vanished. All of them lost their jobs. Okay, so this was Kodak. Then you had, in Dubai, in UAE, you had this video shop. It was called Kings and Al Mansour. Sabah Video, sorry. Sabah Video and Kings Video. These guys, before the piracy law came into effect, if any movie came out, they would buy the original copy and then they would copy this on VHS tapes and they would give it out for rent. You could make a membership for a month or something, and every day you could take one movie. Okay, King's Video, Sabah Video. I know the owner of Sabah Video. He's my friend. His sister was my classmate. They're still in touch. He's now in the UK. So King's Video and Sabah Video, They were the giants. They were the giants in UAE. Almost, they were the only ones. There was no other competition. If any competition was there, there would just be one small tiny shop. One day, UAE came out with the law that there is this anti-piracy law, copyright law. Nobody knew what the fuck is a copyright law and piracy law that time. But within less than a month, they were given the orders that you cannot copy original tapes. You have to buy the original ones, and the original ones used to cost a lot. Within a month, they sold all their pirated tapes. The whole company only shut down. They didn't exist. King's Video, Sabah Video. Remember Blockbuster? You could rent out a physical copy of a tape, VHS tape. In fact, talking about VHS tape, what happened to VHS tapes? All vanished. The CD came out. The laser disc, which was so big, that came out. Then DVD came out, HD DVD. Then the tape. Most of us listen to MP3s. Before MP3s was what? Tapes, the physical tape. Maybe you don't know. The tape used to be like a tape, physical tape. You had to use a pencil. And if you have to listen to a particular song, you have to rewind. I don't know if you guys know even what is rewind. Today you can just click and go, to different parts of the movie. 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 36 minutes. Those days, if you had to reach a particular point in the movie, you had to keep going. It'll turn, stop, check. Oh, it's not there. Then you can go. Fuck. The TVs used to be like CRT, like big boxes, then become flat screen. Computers, for those of you know, there was a 486. My first computer that I bought, 486. Then there was a Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3. Oh, there were floppy drives. Today there's no floppy drive. Fuck. Apple was going to go broke. Can you believe? There was no iPhone. Today we have iPhones. We have smartphones. There was no such thing as an iPhone. There's a physical phone. My first phone was an Alcatel with a wire antenna. And before that, there was this big ass fucking phones with the wire. It looked like a fucking military thing, man. Fuck. I remember in my school days, Michael Jackson was the god of pop. Oh, everyone wanted to be like Michael Jackson, put a ponytail at the back. Yeah, the 80s rocked. All these Metallica and Def Leppard and Iron Maiden. And I don't know if you know these bands also. Fuck. If you're in love with a girl, you would give her 10 songs on a CD and give it to her. So there were no, we have now smartphones. There was no smartphone. Video conferencing those days was supposed to be like Star Trek. We thought that this was a futuristic movie. You'd see in movies, 2032, people will be talking video. Hello, how are you? Like a phone. Today we can do it easily. Can you imagine there was no Facebook once upon a time? There's no Facebook. We have email. There was no fucking email. If you had to send a message, it was through postal letters. Actual letters. It would take 2 weeks to a month to send a letter. Imagine what happened to the people working in a post office. Today it doesn't exist. And I remember when speaking on the phone, if someone stayed in India, my mother and father used to shout on the phone. If someone in Dubai, they'll talk normal. But someone in India, hello, they will shout louder because, the voice has to go all the way to India. If it is normal, Dubai, hello. But it's India, hello, they will shout loudly. Oh, goodness me. In Dubai, those days, there was only one TV channel called Channel 33. Can you believe? Channel 33. Only one. I don't know how the name came, Channel 33. And every Thursday, they would put one Hindi movie. And you should have heard the British guys, Richard Coram. He used to pronounce the Indian names. Fuck. And then when the Pakistani Prime Minister came, from having Hindi movies, Once a week, once a month, they would play a Pakistani movie. It was so funny to watch a Pakistani movies. Females are so fat. Whew, that. See, times have changed. See, the point I'm trying to tell you is all this technology has made so many things come and go. People who used to try to resist, like people who used to use typewriters, they tried to resist when the computers came out. I'll tell you, in the 90s, nobody thought a YouTube career was, that time knows there's no YouTube anyway. Nobody thought a YouTube career would be possible. Without a degree, there was no career. Without a school degree or college degree. Those days, there was only books. Nothing called a podcast. Nothing called a YouTube. I remember when the first email came out, one guy, his name is Amit, he helped me make my first email. I didn't know what was an email. And he made my first email address in Hotmail. So I put loytheboy@hotmail.com. And he gave me the email. I was so happy that he gave me an email for free. I was so happy. I'm telling you, it was like I got an email. And then I had loytheboy@yahoo.com. I was so fucking happy. Fuck, I have an email. Only thing was nobody was sending me any emails. I was like, okay, I have an email. Then Google, remember? When Google tried to sell itself to Yahoo and Yahoo said, no, fuck off. Google was what? That time Yahoo was the search engine. Remember the chat group ICQ? And there was a Winamp. Winamp was the media player. Fuck, that time we had a Discman. You know Discman? And we had a boombox. Boombox was like big stereo. You would hold it like this and walk. Just see the hoodie movies. You'd have like boombox. You'd put it and big rap artists. Boom, ba, boom, ba. You used to wonder like why the fuck they are carrying such a big thing, because there was no Walkman. And then when the Walkman came out, I don't know if you know what's a Walkman. You put a CD or a tape and you listen with earphones. So fuck, that was so cool. They would put with batteries. So times have changed in UAE. So many things have come and gone, and around the world, so many things have come and gone. There was in UAE, there was Choitram and Lal. That was a supermarket giant. They are no longer there, and if they're there, God knows where they are. Jumbo Electronics was the major electronic store. It's hardly any good today. There was only Al Ghurair Center, which used to be a shopping mall where people used to go and remember the arcade game. It was called Sindbad. That was the only shopping mall those days. There was no other shopping mall. So, times change, people change. Change is inevitable. Now, with this COVID-19, what's going to happen is the travel industry is going to be fucked, which is already fucked. It's going to be at 40% of what it is. That's my gut feeling. 40%. It's never going to be what it was. It'll take at least another 5 years or so to get back to anything remotely even normal, but not to what it was. It's been hit badly. Tour companies completely decimated. Travel agencies finished. Hotels, all the hotels will either close or shut down. Here you can see so many restaurants. The hotel industry will never be the same. There'll be no longer people who will want to open a hotel, a bar, a pub. Gyms will close down. All the guys who enjoyed big salaries in sales with regards to selling a particular brand, they'll move their business completely online, and so those salespeople also will not be so relevant. Construction companies, there'll be too many projects which will be there, so they'll want to do with that. And what else? The construction, anyway, totally fucked. Airline, completely fucked. Tour operators, holiday packages, totally fucked. It'll give rise to new opportunities, obviously. Now people are thinking, yes, everything is going to be online. Yay. Man, people have been online for quite some time. It's not that, you know, it's going to be too crowded. Too many people will come, too many, like right now in my one of my groups, they keep sharing adult stuff. Females in India are, you pay money, they will show themselves naked and will masturbate, and that's what is happening online. One of my friends in India, rich guy, he keeps sending so many images of so many females and videos. He's saying, see, if you pay money, they will show you whatever you want to see. People have to survive, right? Online, it has been there for ages. It's just that more people are going to get into that space. But that doesn't mean that everyone's going to make money. You'll see a lot more people lose money than make money. All these courses, these online gurus, that phase is over. Now it'll be a struggle. Everybody who are selling a course and whatever, they will struggle, absolutely struggle. The ones who had to make money made money. Gyms closing down, personal trainers closing down. It'll give rise to the era of personal brands. Personal brands, in the sense, not because what I'm doing. It's like, how do you stand out from the rest of the crowd? What differentiates you? So now there'll be competition for individual services, but the market is going to really demand better pricing. If you don't give value, they'll not come to you. And yes, this will be there where they will pay a good amount of money. Good amount of money if you're really worth it, because they want to see results. So on one hand, they'll hold you to high standards. On the other hand, they'll pay you very big salaries or very big packages, because people want the best. They don't want, just ordinary. Because what's the use? You get something ordinary, you're not going to use it. Even me, when I'm using now videos, before I used to use like 10 videos, I would get like for $1, 50 videos for $20. Now I might spend $200 or $500 for a video, but it'll be the way I want it. So people will be very particular with money. You see what's happening with Apple, Samsung, all these people. Now they're no longer coming with technology that is useless, that is simply overpriced. They'll come out with functionality. They'll focus on what is required. What happened to Tim Cook? All the big, we are doing projections, we have a big company and this and that. Amazon is going to decimate all online retailers and suppliers. They will try to be self-sufficient. Amazon is too big right now. It's too big. Eventually, governments will jump on Amazon. They will jump on Facebook. They'll jump on Google, because these companies are too powerful. So what is the solution that is recommended for you guys? I'm sure that is what it comes down to. And I tell you the same thing over and over again. I know you will say, oh, personal branding. Okay, let's forget personal branding. Let's forget all that fancy terms. Let's forget my service. Here's my question to you, okay? My question is, how do you stand out? Okay, you saw me, right? You saw me. Physically, you saw me. You'll never forget my face. Okay, I'm tattooed. You'll never forget. You see me, you don't like me, or you like me. You saw me once, you'll never forget. Okay. In terms of talking, my style, with the fucks and this and that. Okay, whether you like it or hate it, you remember it. If you are my client, you'll never forget that I give you the service. So these are the few things. I'm not saying I'm the world's best. World's best, you have to pay the world's best rates. Okay. I'm not at all. If I was the world's best, you wouldn't be able to afford me. Okay. But I'm the best at what I do. And I can tell you this much: for my market, my price is exceptionally, it's reasonable. It's like high, it's not cheap. But it's, I can't start charging $10,000 or I know this guy, I booked a session with him. He makes 18,000, no, not 18, sorry. $28,000 a day. Okay, if you have to book him for a whole day, $28,000. I was like, fucking hell, how do you do that, man? Booked a session with him. Pretty pricey. He gave me tips, tricks, strategies. Some of it was okay, ho hum. But then there were some nuggets, and because of which I was able to increase my pricing. So the question is, if you'll write a CV that is like everyone else, you will talk like everyone else. I'm the best. I show you results. And how do you stand out? One is, how do you stand out? Obviously, you can't tattoo your face like me. You can't, you know, use bad words like me. You can't go to an island and okay. How do you stand out? That's the big question. How do you stand out? What makes you stand out? What is it? How do you communicate this? And how do you constantly affirm that you are one of a kind? So these require a set of skills. And I'll tell you, if there was any skill that I would say is the most important skill in the world, it would be the ability, number one, to communicate, talking. Your thoughts in your head, you're able to communicate. Number two is the art of selling. If you can sell, you can survive anywhere. And number three, being charismatic. That people want to listen to you more, they want to talk to you more, whether they like you or don't like you, but they are attracted to you. These three things, if you have, and you mix a certain level of expertise, it's magic. So don't be like a one trick pony, like, okay, I'm an engineer, finish. Or I'm a carpenter. Or I'm a, whatever. Even if you're a salesman, okay, salesman is what? Selling. Okay, what are you doing? Like a postman? Or you go talk, collect the quotation. No, collect the inquiry, give the quotation, and provide the service. That's it. You can't stand out like this. There's so many factors here. Fucking hell. See, like, just a simple thing like my own job, the stuff that I'm doing. There are hundreds of thousands of millions of YouTubers. So many YouTubers. It's a crowded space. I'm nowhere near the guys who have like 28, 30, 50 million views or nowhere there. And I know how difficult it is to survive every single day to keep this YouTube channel alive, even though it doesn't pay anything. I think I just got my first paycheck, which is going to be sent to me. This is after almost 11 years. After 11 years, imagine, not taking YouTube career seriously. Just this last year, I started to focus, last 2-3 years, getting $900. $900 for 11 years. What the fuck? But I do it because it supports the brand. It's a branding exercise. It's me investing time, money, effort in myself. That's how trust develops. That's how I can name my price. And that's how people come to me for work. So if I had to give you one advice, it would be focus on three areas. Number one is communication. Number two is selling. Number three is being charismatic. And last, if not the least, is just invest. If not me, invest with someone. Like how you have somebody, you pay someone money to plan your wedding and come out with the proper DJ, the proper catering company, the proper, decor. You pay a person to plan out your entire tour package for your holiday, the best rates for the airline, the stay. Yeah, like that. Get someone who will solve your headache. You pay a little bit more, but it solves your problem, right? You start penny pinching and don't expect amazing results. Just don't. It has taken me years and years and years to reach where I am. It didn't come cheap, it didn't come easy. So don't think that you can just google.com and all your answers will be given via free. This COVID-19 crisis has taught the world one important lesson. you don't invest in yourself, you don't stand out, the world doesn't know you, what value you generate, you'll just be like anyone else. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares a damn. And then you have no one else to blame but you. So just watch. For another 2 years, don't expect the market situation to improve. 2 years. And if you have the stubbornness not to change, to be the same, okay, live like this, lose all your savings, come down to zero. I've seen enough and more people reach here. So finally, it's up to you. Want to make a change or remain the same? That's why I find it so funny when people, oh, I was earning this much before this position. I want. Go fuck yourself. Nobody gives a fuck about it. And today, given the fact there are so many unemployed people, trust me, it's going to be a bloodbath where competition is concerned. My wifey. Right? Tell man. Anyway, put your comments down below. Let me know what do you think, which industry is going to be affected badly, which will not. What are the skills required? Love to hear from you. It's me signing off. You guys take care.